Welcome back to Stamping at the Warren, and I'm Kim Tolton, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Essex in the UK. And today I'm going to show you this new multi-step stamp set, which I know you can't order until the 1st of June, so I'm just teasing you really. But I won this at Telford On Stage Live regional event a few weekends back, and I've just been itching to play with it, so I couldn't help myself but share it with you because I know you're all gonna just fall in love with it too. And it's just such a beautiful traditional teddy bear, and I've tried it in various different colours. This one here is Pink Pirouette, and I'm using the Love Blossoms Designer Series paper stack. This one here, it's starting to fall apart somewhat because I've just used so much. Whoop, and there some goes, look. Because I keep all the little bits, and it's all the little bits that have just flown out, never mind. And I'm actually going to do it in a blue colourway this time. So in this example, I split the Designer Series paper in two and flipped one side, so we've got the love hearts here and the blossoms at the back. And then I've just, as I say, Pink Pirouette here, and then I've matte that onto some Melon Mambo cardstock just to make it really pop up. And then I used a piece of, this is the same paper down here, and it was just a scrap that was left after trimming up the cardstock. So I thought, well, I hate waste, so I'm going to use it, and I put the sentiment on there, and I rather like it. At the moment there is no frills on this. I just wanted to share this little teddy bear with you. So I'm just going to very quickly show you how to make this very simple card for a boy this time. And it'll be exactly the same, but just in blue. So the supplies that you need, now I haven't been able to use the sentiment from the stamp set, which is baby something, and I can't translate here. Unfortunately, the ones that went to Telford for giving out to Prize Patrol, they actually were in German, so I've got the German version here, but I will be getting the English version when it goes live. So I can't share the sentiments, but I can share the teddy. And then the other one is A Dozen Thoughts, which I believe is in the retiring bin if it hasn't already sold out. And it's just this lovely, it's a boy and then it's a girl, so we're obviously using it's a boy today. If you do fancy anything that's in the retiring bin, you do need to get in quick, purely because it is all going so fast. And once it's sold, and there is no more to be made. So that's the two stamp sets. Then we are going to be using Lost Lagoon ink pad, and you'll also need the basic black ink pad, preferably the archival because it dries much quicker. Then here we are. So there's that little scrap, so we're going to be doing the sentiment onto there this time. So you need a piece of Whisper White, just regular Whisper White cardstock that measures 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Then you need a piece of Mint Macaron cardstock, and that measures 10.4 by 10.4 centimetres. Next comes another piece of the Love Blossoms double-sided paper stack papers. I'm using this very neutral Tip Top taupe side, and this measures 12.1 by 12.1 centimetres. And then your card base was made using thicker Whisper White cardstock, and it measures 25 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. Then you score along the halfway point at 12.5 centimetres, fold, and then burnish with your trusty bone folder, just so. So the first thing that we can do straight away is just mat this cardstock straight onto the card front, and I'm just going to use fast fuse. You could use tear and tape, you could use Tombow liquid multi-purpose glue, you could use, have I said Tombow? They're the most common ones. Okay, so let's just mat this straight down onto here. There you go. Right, so I'll just pop that to one side, and whilst we're there we can stamp our little sentiment and make the banner. So just using Archival Basic Black, just regular basic black if you haven't got it. I do like the Archival because it dries really quickly. I'm going to test this down here first. It's the first time I've used this stamp, so I just want to be sure it's okay. And just centralise that up on that little offcut. And that is that part of the stamping done. And then just create little banner ends, very narrow ones, just using paper snip, so halfway, just about half a centimetre in, if that, and then go from each edge to the centre point. Same that side, and you'll get a wide banner end there, and then just the same here, just from the corner to the tip, corner to the tip, and then you've got two nice wide banner ends, and that's that bit done. Right, so now for this main stamping. And there's 3 stamps. I haven't done the bow or any of the other things, I just wanted to share the technique with you. Some people get themselves in a pickle with multi-step stamp sets, so I'm just going to show you how I do them and how I find that they work best. So your teddy bear looks a little bit like an old mop hat. The narrowest bit is the head at the top, and then the legs are down here, just so you know how to centre it on the card. So we're going to ink up, actually that's the wrong one. So there's 3 steps, and I've got mine all ready. So this one has very little detail apart from the outline and a little bit of detail in terms of gaps where the arms and legs are. So that's your first stamp. So I'm going to ink it up with Lost Lagoon ink pad. But before we stamp onto the cardstock, we're going to remove a little bit of ink very quickly from the stamp. And this is so we can build the overall effect. And then we just move that over to our piece of cardstock, get it roughly central, and stamp down. And there is your base teddy bear. You can see it's very poorly defined. You know it's a teddy bear, but it's not particularly well defined. Next is another stamp that has more definition, and you just want to ink that up all over. And this one we're going to stamp straight down over the top, and the 2 places to line everything up is this leg here and the head. So if you get that centered on your card, so just look through the stamp, center it up. You just have to go over by about a millimetre to allow for the outside edge of the stamp, and then you go down. Nice press, and up you go. Look at that for a teddy bear. Isn't that just so cute? It gets cuter still. And then we bring in the last stamp. And again, you line up in exactly the same way. And I have to say, for a little boy, baby boy, I think this colour is stunning. It's a shame this ink pad isn't going to be available anymore, but there you are. We can use other colours. And peel that off. And there is your teddy bear. Isn't he just the most delightful little thing you've ever seen? Shall I zoom you in just so you can see him a bit better? There, look. Isn't he absolutely delightful? I just think that is magical. I've no idea, it's obviously got to be laser cut, but I've no idea how they managed to get that much detail. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Hands up to the designer of this stamp set, because it's stunning. I actually like it just as a two-step, but it's also sweet as a three-step, so it really depends. And I think you'll find that depending on the colour you use, so if it's quite a pale colour or it's a very dark colour, just the first two steps is probably enough. If it's a nice mid-tone colour, you'll probably find that the colours build quite nicely, and you will get the three stamps in, and it will look stunning. I just think this looks magical. I'm in love with it. Right, I'm going to mat this down onto Mint Macaron, and it works. Mint Macaron on Lost Lagoon works really well. So some fast fuse adhesive here. Just a tad top and bottom. And mat it down. There you go. And then we can pop him onto the card base, and for that I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, just to make it pop up a little bit more and make the card say me, pick me. Don't think there's any doubt about that anyway. I don't mean pick me, I mean pick this stamp set. I think this is going to be one of Stampin' Up's best sellers this year. Absolutely do. You just get to have a feeling about things, I think. So centre that up. I just eyeball it. And I've popped him on square, just because his little banner is wider than the one for the little girl. So I just need a little bit of fast fuse down this side, but I also need just a teeny weeny bit of this narrow edge here, just to support the sentiment when it's on. So that will be there, and this will be on the top. Yeah, there. You want that little piece just on the overlap edge, just so it doesn't all curl up and crease up. There you go. And there is your little teddy bear. How about that then? Like it, folks? Tell me, let me know. Let me what you think about these stamp set, because hopefully, I really hope everyone feels the same as me, because And the bizarre thing is, it reminds me of my little dog, my little puppy, Bentley, who's a schnauzer, miniature schnauzer. And he has that same ragamuffin sort of look as this little bear. Anyway, that's enough for me. As always, you will find all my social media information in the Show More section under today's video. Do leave your comments as well. I love to hear from you and hear what you have to say. If there's anything you'd like to request away, and I will do my best to accommodate. I have the vast majority of current products I do tend to have, so if not, I can usually substitute something fairly similar. So do ask away. Don't forget, start following my community Pinterest board. Details are in the Show More section again. And then I can check you out, make sure you like Papercraft, and send you an invite to start pinning on the board. And then you can decide whether you want to accept or not. And the other bit is, obviously there are links both directly from the video to my blog, but also from my blog to my Pinterest board, and from the little iCard, so it's a little eye in the top right corner of today's video. You will see, just hover over it, click it, and it will whiz you straight to today's project. And there will be a full written tutorial, and the two things go live at the same time. So that's it from me today. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and I will speak to you again soon. Ta-ta for now.